The power's out, the lights are off, the silence is almost deafening, and your house is getting colder by the minute. You've got a pantry full of food, but how do you cook it? And more importantly, how do you keep your family warm? That feeling of helplessness is something none of us ever want to go through. But what if I told you that with a little know-how and preparation, you could handle that exact situation with confidence? What if the tools you need to cook a hot meal and create a pocket of life-saving warmth are already in your garage, on your back patio, or packed with your camping gear? Today, I'm going to show you 9 dependable ways to do both. We're going beyond just boiling water. We're talking about methods that serve the critical dual purpose of cooking your food and warming your environment, because when the grid is down, efficiency is everything. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid plan to turn a crisis into a challenge you can confidently take on. Number 1. The propane stove. First up is probably the most common and reliable tool in any prepper's arsenal, the portable propane stove. You've seen these everywhere, from campsites to tailgate parties, and that familiarity is a huge strength. These stoves are easy to find, pretty inexpensive, and incredibly simple to use. When it comes to cooking, a propane stove is about as close as you'll get to your kitchen range in an off-grid world. Most models, like the classic 2-burner camp stoves, give you instant, adjustable heat. You can turn the knob for a low simmer to gently warm up soup, or crank it to get a rolling boil for purifying water or cooking a big pot of pasta. That precise flame control is a luxury you won't find with many other methods. For cookware, pretty much anything you use on a gas stove at home will work. Cast iron skillets are fantastic because they hold heat so well, which means you can often turn the flame down to save fuel once the pan is hot. But your regular stainless steel pots work just fine, too. In seconds, you can connect a propane cylinder, turn the knob, light the burner, and have a stable flame ready to go. You could be heating up stew for your family within 2 minutes of the power going out. Now, let's talk about warmth. A propane stove is not a space heater, and it's critical to know that. It is designed for outdoor cooking. But while you're cooking on your patio or in the backyard, it generates a significant amount of radiant heat. It creates a warmth zone. This makes the area around the stove a comfortable spot for the family to gather. The heat produced is actively fighting back the cold in your immediate vicinity. So you're not just cooking, you're creating a small bubble of comfort. The fuel here is propane, usually in those small, green 1-pound canisters or the larger 20-pound tanks from a backyard grill. A huge advantage of propane is its stability. The gas itself doesn't degrade, so as long as the tank is in good shape, the fuel will be ready to use years from now. A single 1-pound canister gives you a few hours of cooking time. For a 3-day emergency, 3 or 4 canisters is a decent start. But a far more economical move is to get an adapter hose that lets you connect your camp stove to a 20-pound tank. One of those big tanks can provide weeks of cooking fuel, making it a cornerstone for long-term readiness. Number 2. The alcohol stove. Next up is one of the simplest, most elegant options out there, the alcohol stove. Backpackers and serious survivalists love this piece of gear, but its usefulness in a home emergency is totally underrated. These stoves are tiny, weigh almost nothing, and have basically no moving parts to break. An alcohol stove is brilliantly simple. It just burns denatured alcohol, which you can find at any hardware store. The flame is quiet, steady, and hot enough to boil water and cook simple, one-pot meals. You're not going to be searing a steak, but for rehydrating freeze-dried meals, heating soups, making coffee, or cooking oatmeal, it's perfect. The heat is less intense than propane, so it takes a bit longer, but its silent reliability is a huge plus. You can buy commercial stoves, like the time-tested Trangia system, or you can actually make one yourself from 2 soda cans. For cookware, lightweight pots are best. You'll need a simple pot stand to hold your cookware over the flame. Just pour a little fuel in, light it, and be careful. The flame can be nearly invisible in daylight and you're ready to cook. Similar to a propane stove, an alcohol stove isn't going to heat your house. Its heat output is lower, so its effect on the surrounding area is less dramatic. Think of it as a personal hand warmer. While you're cooking with it outdoors, it gives off a steady warmth that lets you warm your fingers and feel a sense of comfort in a pretty stressful situation. The main fuel is denatured alcohol. Heat in the yellow bottle, which is almost pure methanol, is another popular choice. The beauty of alcohol is its stability. Stored in a sealed container, it has a very, very long shelf life. It won't go bad. A single quart bottle can provide hours of cooking time, which is likely more than enough for a 72-hour kit for a small family. It's also cheap and easy to store. Number 3. The rocket stove. Now we're getting into wood burning with a seriously clever piece of tech, the rocket stove. Whether it's a store-bought model or one you make yourself from bricks or tin cans, a rocket stove is a hyper-efficient machine that creates maximum heat from minimal fuel. It's a game changer. The magic of a rocket stove is its L-shaped insulated combustion chamber. This design creates a powerful draft, sucking air through the burning fuel for an incredibly complete and efficient burn. It gets shockingly hot, fast, using just a handful of small twigs and sticks. We're talking temperatures that can exceed 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit at the cooktop. This intense, focused heat is perfect for boiling water in minutes and great for pan frying. You can put a cast iron skillet on top and get searing heat almost instantly. The key to controlling the temperature is managing the fuel. Add more small sticks for more heat and let it burn down for less. Unlike an open fire, a rocket stove shoots almost all its energy straight up to your pot. This is where the rocket stove really shines as a dual-purpose tool. Because it's so efficient, it cranks out a tremendous amount of heat. While much of it is directed upward for cooking, the body of the stove itself becomes a powerful, radiant heater. Sitting near a rocket stove is like sitting next to a small furnace. It can comfortably warm an outdoor area or a garage with the door wide open. The fuel for a rocket stove is all around you. Twigs, dry branches, pine cones, scrap lumber, this is its single biggest advantage. You aren't dependent on a finite supply of canisters. As long as you have access to biomass, you have fuel. A bundle of sticks no thicker than your arm could be enough to cook a whole meal, making the rocket stove ideal for a long-term grid-down event. Number 4. The campfire or fire pit. Let's get back to basics with the most ancient method of all, the open fire. Whether it's a campfire in your backyard or a fire in a steel pit, this has been cooking our food and keeping us warm since the dawn of time. And in a grid-down world, it's still one of the most powerful options available. Cooking over an open fire is a skill that offers incredible versatility. It's about so much more than a hot dog on a stick. The secret is to let the fire burn down to a bed of hot coals, which provide much more consistent and controllable heat than leaping flames. You've got options. You can put a grill grate over the pit to barbecue. You can use a cast iron Dutch oven placed right in the coals to bake bread or simmer a stew. It's a true off-grid oven. A tripod can hang a pot over the fire for making soup or boiling water. Even just wrapping potatoes in foil and burying them in the hot embers makes for a delicious meal. Cast iron is the undisputed king of campfire cooking for its sheer durability. This one is obvious. Nothing throws off radiant heat like an open fire. It's a natural magnet for people, creating a center of warmth, light, and a huge morale boost. A modest fire can keep a group of people warm even in very cold weather. And while you absolutely cannot have an open fire inside your home, its heating power in an outdoor space is immense. The psychological benefit of a fire, the light, the crackle, the feeling of security can't be overstated. It can turn a dark, cold night from a scary survival situation into something that feels more like a camping trip, which is a huge bonus for family morale. The fuel is wood. Ideally, you want seasoned, dry hardwood like oak or maple, which burns hotter, longer, and with less smoke. But in an emergency, you use what you can find. If you have the space, stockpiling firewood is one of the best preparedness investments you can make. Remember, you need a mix of sizes, tinder, kindling, and larger logs to maintain a good fire. We're about halfway through, and I hope you're already feeling more confident about handling a power outage. If you're finding this useful and want more practical skills for self-reliance, take a second to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out and makes sure you won't miss future videos. Your support lets me keep testing gear and sharing what I learn. Now, let's get back to it. Number 5. Charcoal and briquettes. Let's talk about a fuel source that many of us have on the patio right now. Charcoal. Your standard kettle grill isn't just for weekend cookouts. It's a powerful and reliable off-grid cooking appliance that can be a real lifesaver. Cooking with charcoal has one big advantage over a wood fire: incredibly steady and controllable heat. Once a chimney of briquettes is lit and spread out, it provides a consistent temperature for a long time. You can grill, of course, but don't stop there. By arranging the coals for indirect heat, your covered grill becomes an effective oven for baking biscuits or even cooking a pizza. You can also use a cast iron skillet or Dutch oven right on the grate. This gives you a stable, flat surface and even heat for frying eggs or simmering a sauce. Plus, you probably already know how to use your grill, which is a comforting feeling in a stressful time. Like a campfire, a charcoal grill is an outdoor-only device that produces a lot of heat. While you're cooking, the radiant heat from the coals creates a very comfortable warm zone on your patio. The key difference from a wood fire is that charcoal produces very little flame and light. After you're done cooking, the hot coals will continue to radiate warmth for an hour or more, acting as a small, contained brazier for warming hands and feet. The fuel is charcoal, either briquettes or lump. For emergency use, standard briquettes are often a better choice because of their long, predictable burn time. Charcoal has a very long shelf life, but only if you keep it bone dry. A wet bag is a ruined bag. The best way to store it is in a sealed, waterproof container like a 5-gallon bucket. A single 20-pound bag can provide enough fuel for several large meals. Number 6. The solar oven. Let's shift gears completely and look to the sky. Our sixth method uses the most powerful energy source we have, the sun. A solar oven is a brilliant device that uses reflective panels to capture sunlight and cook food in an insulated box with no fuel, no flame, and no smoke. Think of a solar oven as an off-grid slow cooker. It's perfect for stews, casseroles, baking bread, cooking rice, or making roasts. On a clear, sunny day, a good solar oven can reach temperatures of 250 to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, or even higher, more than enough to cook food safely. Cooking is gentle and even, making it almost impossible to burn your meal. You just put your food in a dark-colored, lidded pot, place it in the oven, and point it at the sun. You'll need to readjust its position every hour or so to track the sun. Cooking takes longer. What might take an hour in a regular oven could take 3 or 4 here. But the trade-off is that it's completely passive. You can set it and pretty much forget it. This is where the solar oven is a little different. It doesn't radiate heat into your living space. Its job is to keep heat times inside times the box. However, it provides warmth indirectly. By cooking your meal with the sun, you don't have to use your precious propane, wood, or other fuels. You can reserve those strictly for heating your home at night. This is a massive win for fuel conservation and could make your supplies last twice as long. The fuel is sunlight. It's free, endless, and silent. There is nothing to store and nothing to run out of. This makes the solar oven the ultimate sustainable cooking appliance. Its only limits are the weather and the time of day. And surprisingly, solar ovens can work even on a clear, cold winter day. The outside air temperature has very little effect on a well-insulated oven. Number 7. The butane stove. Our 7th method is a close cousin to the propane stove, but with a few key differences. The portable butane stove. These are usually single-burner, tabletop units that are incredibly light, compact, and easy to use. Just like a propane stove, a butane stove gives you instant, adjustable flame control, and many have a built-in push-button igniter. They are fantastic for pan cooking. The burner is set inside a stable, flat base, which makes it much less likely to tip over than some backpacking stoves. This makes it a great choice for setting up a temporary kitchen on a sturdy table outdoors. Performance is great, and you can use your standard kitchen pots and pans. The heat from a butane stove is very similar to a portable propane burner. It's a source of localized, radiant heat that will make the immediate area around the stove significantly warmer while you're cooking outside. This warmth is a welcome bonus for anyone gathered nearby on a chilly evening. The fuel is butane, sold in small aerosol-style canisters. They're cheap and easy to store. An 8-ounce canister can give you up to 2 hours of cooking on high. Like propane, the butane itself has a very long shelf life, though you should always check the canister's expiration date. Number 8. Portable solid fuel stoves. Now for the true lightweights of the off-grid cooking world, portable solid fuel stoves. This includes those tiny folding pocket stoves that use fuel tablets or bars from brands like Esbit. This is classic bug-out bag gear, but it has a place in a home kit for its dead simple reliability. These stoves are not for making gourmet meals. Their main job is to heat a single cup or small pot. They're perfect for boiling water for purification or to rehydrate a freeze-dried meal. A solid fuel tablet, usually made of hexamine, is placed in the stove and lit. It burns with a steady medium heat flame for about 10 to 15 minutes. The heat isn't adjustable. It's just on or off. It's emergency cooking at its most basic. The heat from a single fuel tablet is minimal. It's not going to warm a room, but it will absolutely warm you. Just the act of lighting a small, contained flame to heat a cup of tea can be a huge morale and physical boost. It gives you a point of light and a place to warm your frozen fingers. A related method is canned heat, like Sterno, which is basically a can of gelled alcohol. It's designed for warming food, and like the tablets, it is best used in a well-ventilated area or outdoors. The fuel is either individually wrapped tablets or canned gel. The number one advantage here is the incredible shelf life and stability. Solid fuel tablets, kept dry, will last for decades. They are sealed and super durable. Canned heat also has a very long shelf life. You can tuck them away in a kit and be totally confident they'll work years later. Number 9. The multi-fuel stove. Finally, we arrive at the most versatile and, frankly, most complex option, the multi-fuel stove. These are the workhorses of serious mountaineering expeditions designed to perform in the harshest conditions on Earth by burning a wide variety of liquid fuels. Multi-fuel stoves are engineered for high performance. They're designed to melt snow and boil water fast, even in sub-zero weather. They connect via a hose to a fuel bottle that you have to pressurize by hand. This pressure forces liquid fuel into the stove, where it vaporizes and burns with a powerful, roaring flame. The heat output is immense and adjustable, letting you go from a full-on blowtorch to a reasonable simmer. You can do real cooking on these. Because of their high heat output, multi-fuel stoves are great at providing radiant warmth in an outdoor setting. The intense flame and the heat radiating from the stove body can create a very effective warm zone while you're cooking in the cold. It's a powerhouse for personal warmth during meal prep. This is the whole point: flexibility. A true multi-fuel stove can burn a range of liquid fuels, including white gas like Coleman fuel, kerosene, and in a real pinch, even unleaded gasoline or diesel. This versatility is its ultimate strength in a long-term disaster. If one fuel becomes unavailable, you can likely find another that works. White gas is the cleanest burning and most recommended fuel and stores well for several years. 9 different methods, 9 different ways to tackle the same critical problems. We've covered everything from a common propane stove to a simple alcohol burner, from the fuel-free solar oven to the hyper-efficient rocket stove. The grid may be down, but you are not helpless. Your home may be cold, but you now have the knowledge to create zones of warmth. Your family may be hungry, but you have a toolkit of options to prepare a hot, comforting meal. The goal isn't to own all 9 of these. The goal is to understand them and pick 1 or 2 that make sense for your climate, your budget, and your home. Maybe that's a propane stove for its convenience and a solar oven as a silent, fuel-free backup. Or maybe it's a rocket stove because you have plenty of trees on your property. Preparedness isn't about fear. It's the antidote to fear. It's about looking at a potential crisis and seeing a challenge you're ready to handle. By taking these steps, by getting these tools, and more importantly, learning these skills, you are taking control. You're ensuring you can be a provider, a protector, and a source of comfort for your family, no matter what happens. I've shown you my top 9 methods, but this community is all about sharing knowledge. So now I want to hear from you. What did I miss? What's your go-to method for cooking when the power is out? Do you have a unique setup or a pro tip for one of the methods we talked about? Share your best off-grid cooking and heating solution in the comments below. Let's learn from each other, because a prepared community is a strong community. Your experience could be the one thing someone else needs to hear. Thank you for investing this time in your own preparedness. Remember, every skill you learn, every piece of gear you store, is a step towards more peace of mind. Start small. Pick one method and master it. Then, maybe add another. The journey to self-reliance is made of single, deliberate steps. You've taken a big one today just by watching this. Stay prepared, stay safe,